Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Jay. It is Saturday. I thought I would go live today. It's pretty gloomy actually out in Edmonton. But as a continuation of the Pygao Tiles series and the tutorial that I've been doing, I just wanted to show you how to stack and shuffle tiles today after I do a quick review of what we've learned so far. So to begin, I was talking about we did an introduction of Pygao Tiles. We talked about the 32 tiles that make up the set. And let me just maximize this. So we have 32 tiles that make 16 pairs. When you're setting up your hand and you're playing against your opponent, you're dealt 4 tiles and you need to make a 2-tile high hand and a 2-tile low hand. And the object of the game is for your high and low hand to beat the dealer's high and low hand. So first thing you need to learn are your pairs. So all of the pairs here, it's just like learning a brand new deck. After you learn that, what you need to learn are the wongs, gongs, and high nines. So we're going to talk about that next week. But as a quick review, the first thing you look for are pairs. Second thing, a teen a day with a 7, 8, or 9. So that's the next thing that you look for. If you don't have any of those first two steps, then you're just going to balance your hand and you're going to compare it against the dealer's hand. Or your opponent's, sorry. All right, so as a review, when we're talking about the pairs that you can split are Jejun, Teen Day, and everything that makes the wongs, gongs, and high nines. So the 9s, the 8s, and the 7s. So these pairs here, all of these up here are the ones that have split rules. So there are certain circumstances where you're able to split them. Now the remainder you don't split when you're setting up your hand. So the 4s, the 5s, the 6s, the 10s, and the 11s. So these ones you don't split at all. Okay. If you want to learn the split rules for the Teen Day, the Jejun, and the 9s, 8s, 7s, you can see the previous tutorials that I've done. So the previous episodes are in this session. I go through each one individually. So if I go through this too quickly, you can always just refer back to the previous videos. So first off, I talked about splitting 7s. Now for you to split 7s, you need to make your hand 7, 9, or higher on the channel. So that involves a teen or a day, and then a 10, 11. Combination of these tiles, if you have these as your other 2 tiles, then you're able to split your hand to make 7, 9. Okay? So again, I'm just going through these really quickly. 8s, the rule for 8s. Okay. I say 7, 8 on the channel. By the book, it says 8, 8 or higher. Or if the other 2 tiles are 9 and 11, to make your hand 7, 9. Sorry, that's 11. Okay. So I say 7, 8. That covers both rules. And then 9s. To split 9s, you need to make your hand 9, 9 or higher. So again, combination of the 9s and then 2 of these other tiles to make your hand 9, 9, 9 wong, or wong wong. Okay. Teens and days, you're going to split your hand when you can make 6, 8 or higher. So usually if the combination of your other 2 tiles make a 0, there's your minimum split to make 6, 8. Okay. Or again, if the other 2 tiles are 9 and 11, this is a special situation where you split to make 3 wong. And then finally, teen and day, or sorry, Jejun. Jejun, you're going to split your hand when you're going to make 7, 9 or higher. So again, instead of having a 0 Jejun, you're going to split your hand here to make your hand 7, 9. So this only happens when your other 2 tiles are 64, 65, or 66. So the other two tiles need to be a combination like that. Okay, so that's it. That is how you go through the pairs. So you look for pairs. That's the first thing you do when you get your 4 tiles. When you have a pair, you set it up. There's some you can split. There's some that you can't. And once you master that, you're going to go through the wongs, gongs, and high nines. So I'll talk about that next week. Today, I just wanted to show you a different angle here. We'll do a quick comparison drill. And usually in the comparison drills, I don't talk, but I'll do maybe 2 or 3 hands of that. And then we can kind of discuss what I'm thinking when I'm setting up my dealer's hand. All right. So first off, the point of this lesson is to show you how to handle tiles. Now, really, when you're stacking up your tiles and you're handling them, what you need to think about is how to apply the correct pressure so that you're able to flip them over nicely. You don't want to grip them too hard, because if you're gripping them too hard, they're going to kind of fall apart on you. So I always push in from the outsides when I'm handling my tiles. So it's just a lot easier when you're moving them around, especially when you have to stack them. You have a lot of hands here that are done. You need to stack them quickly. You don't want to make a mess. It takes a lot of time to fix them and like flip them over, right? So when you're doing your drills and whatnot, what I'd like you to do is just work on the bottom of your stacks here, okay? So if I'm going to push this stack up, I'm going to push here from the outside in, right? Have my fingers over the tops, my thumbs on the bottom here. Have a straight line. You don't want it off. It's really difficult to push together when you have it not aligned properly, right? Now you can also line them up as well with your fingers. Put pressure in from your pinkies and your ring fingers, and then stack them up in the middle. Now, to get to the next stack, you want to make sure that you have control of the bottom row. Okay, so let me just give you both views here. All right, so your pressure is down here. Now, what I'd like you to do is push in and control the bottom row. Now that you have this up, control the bottom row again. And now you should have your 8 stacks of 4 tiles high. Now when I'm rolling these, what I want to do is apply pressure from the top down so that the bottom row is lifting this way. I'm tilting this way. All right. So to do that, you're just going to put your fingers on the top and you're going to push down. And then you see my thumbs here? They're going to control the bottom stack. And I'm just holding the bottom tiles lightly. And when you're pushing this down, what happens is your bottom row lifts. Now, what you want to do is continue the roll and then flip them over like that. That's the easiest way to flip over your tiles. Okay, so once again, if you are having trouble stacking your tiles when you're practicing your dealing, make sure you're pushing in, stack, just like so, and just keep doing that until you feel comfortable with it. All right, so now again, I'm going to push down, and I'm pushing down at a diagonal. So I'm pushing down and forward, and I'm going to lift the bottom stack with my thumbs and roll over like that. And now I can shuffle them and continue on. Okay. All right, one more time, and then I will show you how I shuffle. 1, 2, 3, push down and roll, nice and easy. And now I'm ready to scramble my tiles and do my rotations. Okay. So practice that until you're comfortable. And now what I do here when I'm actually shuffling, in my head, I'm thinking 15 to 20 rotations. Okay, so a rotation is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, a really good tip is once you're done your scramble and once you're done your wash, what you want to do is keep them separate so that you're able to get your fingers in between, and it makes it a lot easier for you to pick up these tiles. All right. Now, when you're stacking up the tiles, there's 2 methods of doing this. I was taught both ways. You can stack in 8s and stack in 4s. So when I'm stacking in 4s, right, 1, 2, 3 together, just like that. I'm taking my stacks, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I push them together to square them up. And it's just a lot easier to manage your tiles. And as you can see, I have them stacked and ready to go for houseway. And I'm going to push this one forward. And then I do my deal. All right, so that's in 4s. So again, as a quick review, scramble your tiles 15 to 20 times. When you're done, keep them spread out, and now you do your stack. I showed you 4s. This is how you stack 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now I bring them here to the middle. I use my pinkies just on the sides, and I push in this way, and then I bring them together like that. Okay. I'm going to take the remainder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Push in and bring them around like so. Now at this point, you can take half, bring it to the front, or the majority of people will take half of the stack just like this, and then break it off on either side of your pile. Bring your stack forward, and we have our setup for houseway. Okay, so that's it for the shuffle and the stacking. And now I'll just quickly explain how the dice work. All right, so I have 3 dice in a dice cup. I use the craps dice because it's easier to see on the camera. Normally, you get dice like this in your regular pile tiles in your sets. A lot of the other dice usually look like this, and they'll have the serial number on the 6. Actually, I didn't bring mine. I'll grab them next time, and I'll show you. But for practice, just take 3 dice, and what you're going to do is put them in your cup or whatever. You're going to shake them down, and you are going to lift your cup and do the sum of your 3 dice. Okay, so in this example, I have 15. Now, the way that this works with the dice is what you're doing is determining who gets this first stack. Okay, when I'm looking at this, the dealer is always 1, 9, and 17. So what that means is every time I'm doing a count, okay, so for me as a banker, as a dealer, when I'm house banking, I am 1, 9, and 17. If there's a player bank, which we'll talk about later in the series, you'll start 1, 9, 17 here. Okay, so what I mean is when I'm the banker, so when it's a house bank, I start my count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I'm 1, 9, and 17. Okay? So this is basically how you set up your tiles, and this is how you deliver them. Okay? So because I have 12, 15, I'm 1, 9, 17, so 17, 16, 15. So this player, number 7 here, will get the first stack. So when you deliver, it really depends on the casino you're working at. If there's no player there, I usually leave it stacked up. There's some places where you actually keep every set stacked up for the players except your own. Now, for the dealer hand, what happens here is I'm going to put my jong on. So I have to break it down into 2 of 2. Okay, if you can see in the camera here. Put my jong up and then continue on with my deal. Okay. This is a majority of the casinos actually have it set up just like that. So this is how you would do your setup. Any dead tiles you would bring in, and then you would put your cup over, shake it, and put it off to the side. And then now the players would be looking at their hands. Okay, so that's how you do your deal. So let's go again. All right, so let's say I have my stack ready to go. It's house weight. I'm going to shake my dice, okay? And I'll bring it here to the middle. Lift my cup. I have 11. So 9, 10, 11. 11 is the first set. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 is the dealer, and 1 for the player. Okay, so there you go. There's your rotation. Grab your dice, put it off to the side. Okay, one more quick example, and then I will do just some comparison drills, and then that's it for the video. Okay, 4 and 4 is 8 and 2 is 10. So I'm 1, 9, 17. So I'm 9 and then 10. So the first set is here, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And dice cup to the right. Okay, so that's how the normal deal goes. That's how sway dealing. And then now I will wait for my players to set up all their hands, and then I would set up my hand house sway and then start comparing hands. All right. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to do a comparison drill. We'll do a few hands here. So this is the first time I'm actually talking during the comparison drill, but it's really good for you to kind of understand what I'm thinking when I'm dealing. All right, so let's do a couple of hands here. What I'm going to do is scramble my tiles, do my shuffle. Got a nice comment here. Hi. It's an excellent series. Loved every minute of it so far. Thank you, Jay. Well, thanks a lot, Joey. Nice to hear that. I've learned so much. Can't wait to finish work and watch it again. Got me on behind the bar and can't hear. It's okay. You don't have to hear. All right. So I'm going to do my shuffle and I'm going to stack. If you flip over a tile, just flip it over. 15 to 20 rotations usually. Okay, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now I'm going to keep it spread apart so I can stack my tiles quickly and get in between the gaps, just like that. All right. Now I'm going to bring my stack up to the middle, and let's just take off of the main screen here, and let's just set it up like this. Okay, so now I'm going to shake my dice cup. I'm going to expose it. 6, 3, 3, that's 12. Okay, I'm 1, 9, 17, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to deliver. Now I'm breaking this off in my drill because it's just good for practice. This dead square here, I just do 3 and 1 like that. My dealer hand, I cap, 1 to the player, 1 to this player. Stack up, bring it off to the side. In this drill, make sure you have 1 chip set up. Don't worry about the amounts. All it is I'm just going to pay and take it. So it just indicates that there's players at every square. I'm going to take my jong off. I'm going to expose my hand. I'm going to set it up as in house way. Okay. So first off, I'm just going to do a quick explanation here. Do I have any pairs? No pairs. Do I have a teen day? I do. Do I have a 7, 8, or 9 with it? I have a 7 and an 8. Normally you go with the lower one first, but because this isn't a 3, I have to play the higher hand. We'll talk about that in the next in the next lessons. So my hand here is 1 gong. Now I'm going to compare it with the other hands. Set it up house way. Okay. So in this example, I have 3, 4. 1 gong, 3 beats my 1, my gong beats the 4. That's a push. Okay, automatic, I have a teen day with a 7. Those go together. I have 6, 9, my 1 gong. This is a push because the 6 beats the 1, the 9 loses to the gong. So we split hands there. Okay, in this example, I have to balance my hand. The closest I can make it is 5, 6. Again, the 5 beats the 1, the 6 loses to the gong, so that's a push. Okay, there's a quick pair here. I see it right away. I don't have to worry about splitting it or anything because you never split sixes. The hand is 9 bow. The 9 beats my 1. The pair beats my gong. So that hand wins. Okay, I have 4, 5. In this example, it's a little tricky here because I have 2 high tiles. I'm not going to play my 4 on the low hand. This is a debatable one. Some places you do. For the majority of places, you don't. The 4 beats the 1. The 5 loses to the gong, so that's a push. Then my final hand. Okay, so I have 4, 9. I'm balancing my hand. Sorry, 4, 8. Right? This is the closest that I can make my hand. So my 4 loses to my 4 beats the 1, and my 8 loses to the gong. So that's a push for that player. One player wins. I'm going to pay that. Bring my tiles back, and now I'm going to stack them up and roll them over. Okay, so again, when we're talking about tile handling, again, make sure you're pushing in lightly, but pushing inwards so that you have the balance here. If you don't, they're going to flip over like that. Okay, so push in, stack, put your tiles together like this. Normally, you want to have it set up maybe piles, maybe 8 long. And roll them over like you did with regular practice. Okay, one more hand, and then that's it. And then there's actually a video tonight, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to stack the hand. Okay, shake it, 1, 9, 17. I'm going to go a little bit quicker now. 8. So 8 is here because I'm 9. I'm going to hit my jong on there. I'm going to cut out each one for each player here. Okay, oops. This one, this one. Okay, I'm going to set up my hand. There's a bow. I don't split right away. Okay, 3 bow, no splitting on 5s. Now I'm going to compare hands. Okay, 8, 9 is a push. Okay, 4, 5 is a push. Got to balance your hand, make sure it's as close as possible. There's a bow there. Okay, so 4 bow, that's bigger than my 3 bow. So that wins. Sorry, 5 bow, bigger than my 3 bow. Okay, 7, 9, that's a push. In my head, I'm looking for anything bigger than a 3. That's usually a push. Okay, automatic, this goes together. So 0 gong loses to 3 bow. Okay, this one's a little tough here to see right away because there's a 3, 7. It's tricky because you need a chung sam 3, and you just get it here in this hand. So I have 3, 7. That's the closest that I can make my hand. And then I have a 3 bow, but this 3 is smaller than this one. So this is a push because this 3 is bigger. Okay, so there's one winner. I'm going to pay off the player, bring this back to the middle, stack my tiles just like so, push them together, down and roll, and then continue my deal. Okay, hopefully that helps you guys out today. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Saturday. Just a quick live stream. I was just at the water park today, so we ended up getting home, and I thought I'd do this before we have our live stream tonight. All right, so if you enjoyed this session and you like the series and you want to learn more, make sure you just send a comment. Any questions, put in the comment section, or please like and subscribe. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.